Okay, welcome, and here we are on the second part of our MAS cost accounting topic, and we will be uh, doing some exercise problems, and let's move on. So here are the problems. These are all based on the part 1, which we have conducted, all based on the discussion that we had on the MAS and cost accounting. Right now, we will be having some exercises, and we will be giving to you all the techniques and the procedures on how to solve these MAS and cost accounting problems. Okay, so let's start. The first problem: the following are given. Glen Company has the following data pertaining to the year ended December 31, 2020, and based on the information, we have purchases amounting to 450,000, beginning inventory 170,000, ending inventory 210,000, freight in 50,000, and freight out 75,000. The question is, how much is the cost of goods sold for the year? Actually, no, we will be giving you the answer. The answer is 460,000 pesos. All we have to do now is to give you the techniques and the procedures on how to solve it, and some clarification, verification, explanation, so that you can be able to cope up and understand how it came to be. Okay, based on the given, we will be uh, picking up some information. Purchases for 50,000, and the difference between the ending and the beginning. Based on the given, there was an increase of the inventory from 170,000 to 210,000. So, if there was an increase of inventory, so that means to say that your cost of goods sold is less than your purchases. The reason why there was an increase in inventory is that you purchased more and you sold less. So the total after deducting the difference in inventory is 410,000, and we still have to consider the freight in, because freight in is an addition to our inventory account. So we have to add the 50,000 because it is an inventoriable account. So 410,000 plus 50,000 equals 460,000, our cost of goods sold. Okay, I hope you understand that. So let us go to the number 2 question. Number 2, if beginning work in process is 90 and 100 of direct labor cost, 200 of overhead, and 250 of material costs are incurred during the period, what is the cost of goods manufactured if ending work in process is 50? The answer is 590. So let's go to the solution. Okay, we will show you the solution. Okay, here is the solution, no? Based on the solution as being given here is we have to give the detail. The work in process beginning is 90, direct labor is 100, and overhead is 200, plus your materials. So what does it mean? So your total here represents your total cost of goods put into production, because your labor, overhead, and materials represent your manufacturing cost. No? Direct labor, overhead, and materials represent your manufacturing cost. If we add the work in process beginning, this is your total goods put into production. Okay, that is total goods put into production. Then we will less the work in process beginning to get our cost of goods manufactured. Okay, so that is the explanation for problem number 2. Let's proceed. Let's go to problem number 3. Paul Company has a recent gross profit history of 40% of net sales. The following data are available from Paul's accounting records for the 3-month ended March 31, 2020. Inventory January 1, 650,000. Purchases 3,200,000. Net sales 4,500,000. Purchase returns 75,000, and freight in 50,000. Okay. The question is, using the gross profit method, the estimated cost of goods sold for 3 months ended March 31 should be. The answer is 2,700,000. So, how did we arrive at 2,700,000? This is the solution. Okay. For problem number 3, we have here a very short solution actually. No? The problem is so long, but we have a very simple solution. Based on the problem given, there was a net sale of 4 million, or how much? 4,500,000. Okay, so we will take the 4,500,000, and it just simply said that Paul Company has a recent gross profit history of 40%. So if the gross profit rate is 40%, definitely your cost of goods sold percentage is 60%. So your cost of goods sold is 700,000. It is just that easy, no? Based on the information given. Next, we have the next problem. Problem number 4. Data pertains to lamp companies' manufacturing operations. We have 3 inventories available. That's for April 1 and April 30. Let's start with direct materials with 18,000 and ending of 15,000. Work in process on April 1 was 9,000 and on April 30 it was 6,000. For finished goods, it was 27,000 on April 1 and on April 30 it was 36,000. Okay, we have additional information. The direct materials purchase is 42,000. The direct labor payroll was 30,000. Direct labor rate per hour is 7 pesos and 50 centavos, and factory overhead rate, which was based on direct labor hour, amounting to 10 pesos. The question is, the prime cost for the month of April is 75,000. So let's explain why is it 75,000. So there is the explanation. Since there are data given for the materials, we have the beginning 18,000 pesos. We have purchases of 40,000 pesos. So we have to get their total, because beginning should be added to the purchases. Okay, so we have the total and we have to take the material end so that we can be able to get the material used. This is the materials used. Since we have the material used, what we need now, since the question is prime cost, all of us know that prime cost means materials and direct labor. So we need the direct labor. How come we got 75,000 pesos? Because it's simply given here that the payroll is 30,000 pesos. So we will just pick up the 30,000 pesos and add it to the materials used, and here it is, 75,000 pesos as our prime cost. Okay, next, how much is the conversion cost? Okay, the answer is 70,000 pesos. So let us explain. How come 70,000? Okay, direct labor and factory overhead is our conversion cost. So we already have the available information for direct labor. We got this from the number 4 question. So we just pick it up, the 30,000 pesos direct labor, we just pick it up, 30,000, and the overhead will be computed as follows. 4,000 labor hours multiplied by the labor hour, uh, peso per labor hour. So, if 10 peso per labor hour and we have 4,000 labor hours, we got 40,000 pesos. The question is, where did we get the 4,000? No? It said here that the labor payroll is 30,000 and the direct labor rate per hour is 750. So, to get the number of labor hours, all we have to do is we just compute for the labor hours consumed. That is, okay, let me just put it here, 30,000, okay, divided by 7.5. So, we will get 4,000 labor hours. Okay, so 4,000 labor hours multiplied by 10 pesos per labor hour, that will result to 40,000. So 30,000 direct labor plus 40,000 overhead is 70,000. So we have our conversion cost. Okay, let's label it conversion cost. Okay, so that's number 5 for everybody. Okay, so number 6, how much is our cost of goods manufactured? Okay, the answer is 118,000. How can we get the 118,000? Here is the simple explanation. Okay, we get the work in process beginning, so 9,000. Okay, let's clear this up. Okay, the work in process beginning is 9,000, so there is your 9,000. Okay, then next, let's add the materials, labor, and overhead applied. Okay, to get the total cost of goods put into production. Okay, because materials, labor, and overhead is our manufacturing cost. If we add the work in process beginning, we get the cost of goods put into production. Now, if we will less the work in process end, so we now get the cost of goods manufactured. Okay, cost of goods manufactured. Yan. Okay, sorry for the abbreviation, but it is cost of goods manufactured. So we already answered number 6. Okay, number 7, the following data from Teleban Manufacturing Company for the current year's operation. The inventories, the beginning and ending, That is for our raw materials. 75 and 85. Work in process, 80 and 30 in thousands, ano? And finished goods, 90,000 and 110,000 for beginning and ending respectively. Okay? Raw materials used, 326,000. And based on the given total manufacturing cost during the year, no? From which factory overhead applied is 60% of direct labor, which amounted to 686,000 pesos. Cost of goods available for sale was also given, no? 826,000, and selling and general expenses 25,000. The question is, cost of raw materials purchased for the year. So the answer is 336,000. So let us compute. How come or how did we get the 336,000? Okay, there you are. And we will give you the explanation. How did we get this 336? All you have to do is get the raw materials used. Okay, let's see. How come did it come to be the amount was 326,000, ano? How did it come to be 326,000? Let's see. Because 75,000 plus, okay, given, ano? Already given pala, no? Sorry. Given na yung 326. So, wala tayong problema. No problem with the raw materials used. Okay? We just add the ending inventory, no? Because this total for 1,000, no? That is your total raw materials. Okay? So, we now got the total raw materials, ano? So, if we will deduct the ending, no? The ending raw materials, which was given here, 85,000 pesos. Okay? Okay? So, we can get the raw materials used because it's the other way around, no? If we will less the 75,000, okay, confirm 75,000, so that means to say that your purchases is 336,000. Okay. Next. The question is direct labor cost charged to production. The answer is 225,000 pesos. Okay. So, here it is. How did we get the 225,000 pesos? Okay, so let us explain this. You have your total manufacturing cost. Okay, let's see. How did we arrive at your total manufacturing cost? Okay, given So total manufacturing cost is given. Now, to get the cost of goods manufactured, you just add. Actually, you just add the beginning and less the ending. But in a shortcut version, you just get the effect of your, what effect uh, did we get from the work in process inventory. No, it went down to 30. So the decrease in work in process was 50,000. So how come we add the decrease in work in process? Because this was a decrease. So how come we have to add? What is the meaning? Because of the fact that we're trying to get the cost of goods manufactured. Your manufacturing cost is all the total expenditures. Okay? But if we will add the work in process decrease, that means to say that we finished, or we were able to finish some of our beginning work in process. No, the reason why it decreased because we finished 50,000 of the work in process. That's why we really have to add it to the manufacturing cost. No, if there as a decrease, no, in work in process, that means to say that a part of your work in process was finished. So it would become part of your cost of goods manufactured. Okay, that's the simple explanation for that. Don't forget, if there is a decrease in work in process, that means to say a part of our work in process was finished. So it will now be part of our cost of goods manufactured. Okay, 736,000. So that's the explanation for the 736. Number 10, cost of goods sold during the year, 716,000. How did we arrive at 716,000? Okay, there it is. If we had 736,000 as our manufacturing or cost of goods manufactured, okay, let us see the effect on work, or rather finished goods. Finished goods increased by 20,000. If it increased by 20,000, that means to say that your cost of goods, or cost of goods manufactured is more than, no, more than what you have just sold. No, because you produced more and you sold less. Okay, let's see. Your manufactured is 736. and you increase your inventory, finished goods inventory, that means to say not all your available for sale was sold. So, out of 736,000, and there was an increase in finished goods of 20,000. That means to say, out of the 736,000 manufactured, only 716 was sold. So that's how you got your cost of goods sold. Okay, so we already explained how did we get the 716. Okay, now let us go to the next problem. No, it says here that for June, MLT company had cost of goods manufactured equal to 120,000. Materials purchased amounted to 33,000. Depreciation of factory assets 17,000. Cost of goods sold 140,000. Expired insurance on factory assets 2,000. Cost of goods available for sale 190,000, and total factory labor was 49,000. Inventories, materials beginning 15,000, ending 19,000. Work in process 40,000 for the beginning and 30,000 at June 30. Indirect materials used were 1,000, and direct labor, as given in the information, was 6 times larger than the indirect labor. Okay, the questions, the direct materials, no? And the total manufacturing cost together with the finished goods inventory at the beginning, no, was being asked. So let us show the solution to get the answers. At this point, wala tayong choices, ano. We will just compute. Okay? So, let us solve the first question, the materials used. Okay? So, here is the solution. Materials beginning, add purchases, total 48,000, ano? And we will deduct the ending inventory for materials, and we get the balance. Now, since there was a 1,000 peso worth of indirect materials, the balance of 29,000, it includes the indirect material. So let us deduct the indirect materials. So we will now get the direct materials used. Okay, that's the answer for question number 1. For question number 2, okay, question number 2 is total manufacturing cost. Okay, the total manufacturing cost is being asked. So let us see the available detail or data. We had the cost of goods manufactured given, no, 120,000. Okay, so all we have to do is let us check the effect on work in process, 40,000 beginning and 30,000 end. So there was a decrease in work in process. So all we have to do is let us deduct. Okay? Every decrease in work in process, we will deduct so that to get the manufacturing cost. Why deduct? Because it means to say that your manufacturing cost is lower, no, than the cost of goods manufactured. Or in simple language, the reason why you decrease your working process, because part of your working process, no, are finished during the period. So that's the reason why it went down to 10,000. That means to say 10,000 of your total ng 40,000, no? 10,000 out of this 40,000 ay finished na. So, it became a part of this cost of goods manufactured, no? Compared to your manufacturing cost. So, we now get our manufacturing cost. So, don't forget the logic, no? The reason why it decreased by 10,000 because part of your working process are finished already, no? By 10,000. So, 110,000 ang ating manufacturing cost. So, that's the answer for number 2, yung manufacturing cost. Okay, that is 110,000. So, let us put here your direct materials used, 28,000. Okay, just to remind us of the answer. Okay, and our manufacturing cost, no, ay 110,000. Okay, now let us look for the finished goods inventory June 1. So here is the computation, no? Ayan, meron na tayong 70,000, no? Kaya let us just analyze, no? Paano natin gagawin yan, okay? So I will give the analysis here kung ano ang available natin, no? The manufacturing cost here is 110 and the materials used is 28,000. Okay? So, being given the data available information is the manufactured, no, 120. So, let us put here manufactured for purposes of analyzing the solution. The manufactured is 120,000. Also, what are the available information? Cost of goods, no, available for sale is also given, no? As far as I know, cost of goods available for sale 190,000. Okay, 190,000. Yan. Hindi na kailangan compute dahil given cost of goods available for sale. Okay, so I'm just analyzing the solution. So try to look at it. Yung iyong manufactured and available for sale is given now, so the difference of this should be your finished goods. goods. So that should be the difference, no? Okay. Okay, that's the difference. So your finished goods should be 70,000. So that's where you get the 70,000 up here. No? That's why you get your beginning finished goods, because you have your manufactured figure and also you have your cost of goods available for sale. So the difference should be your finished goods. Okay, so may answer na tayo sa finished goods, no? 70,000. So though we are just giving you a sort of a simplified explanation on the solution, ano? Kaya I hope that it is clear within every one of you na that's how you interpret the problem, and at the same time the solution is clear. How did we arrive at the answers? Okay, because we already complied with the requirements. So we already given you all the answers and the explanation to the solutions. Okay, although the solutions are available, I preferred to explain it to you for your understanding. So that's one informal and simplified lecture on these problems given in the exercises, no, based on the theories under your management advisory service and cost accounting. So that's only for now, and see you again for another this type of simplified lecturing. Okay, stay safe and see you next time, everybody.